Laugh, be balanced, and let it show. One of the top 5 things to ensure you never miss a workout is ensuring that you plan your outfits ahead. So make sure you're wearing something that makes you feel good, stands for what you're trying to achieve, and also maybe spreads that positive word to someone else who may need it. All right, let's head back to emotional eating and what we can do or use as strategies to kind of divert our attention or our energy towards something else besides eating. So we're there. We've acknowledged that our craving and our struggle with willpower is not only just that. There's an underlying fundamental of an emotional trigger or something, whatever's going on in our lives. Well, there are a few things that we can do to help ourselves move past it in a positive way. Some of those things are quite easy and some of them may be a little bit more involved. So the ones that you choose to do, you definitely have to make sure it's one that fits into your current environment, one that you can sustain and keep up with and learn from as you progress forward. So number 1 is keeping a food diary. If you're keeping a diary and you know where you're at in terms of your calories, you know what you've eaten, at a part of the day you start to get hungry, you start to get those cravings, you can refer back and really and truly put it into perspective. Maybe you're just not that hungry, or maybe you are feeling hungry because you're stressed out, but seeing that information in front of your face kind of deters you from heading towards a snack. The second is tame your stress. All right. Well, I don't know about y'all, but if you have the magic formula to taming stress, besides just making sure you're always at a level of awareness where you can catch yourself to tame yourself, please let me know, because I'll tell you what, that's something I struggle with. So the third is have a hunger reality check. You have to ask yourself, and this is something I started to do when I find myself getting to that point. Am I really hungry or am I not? And usually when I ask myself that question, I take the time to or stop to think about it. Most times I'm really not. Get support. You know, if you feel like you're hungry and it's really and truly not that time, or you're bored or something's going on, maybe reach out to someone that you haven't talked to in a while. Pick up the phone and call your BFF. Pick up your phone and call that relative that you haven't caught up with in a long time. Or think about something that's on your task list and start doing that to take up that time versus focusing on your hunger. The next is fight boredom. Instead of snacking, try to distract yourself with something else. And I mentioned this earlier. I try to make sure I'm getting in that inadvertent movement during the day, and these are the times that I get it in the most, seriously. Outside of dedicating that time to the gym, those times of day where I know I'm headed towards snackdom, I tend to stop, put my sneakers on, and head out the front door, even if it's just a 5-minute walk up and down the driveway. Even if I'm just on the phone, I'm outside walking around, and that usually helps me. We have takeaway temptation. Now that's going to be really hard given that we live in real life, right? Where things are always around us. Temptation is around us. I am not perfect at this, and it's definitely a skill building awareness I certainly haven't mastered. But again, keeping that awareness helps facilitate the change. Don't deprive yourself. If you're there and you feel like you really and truly want something, maybe it's your day. Have a little bit of what you want, a little bit of that treat, and move on. Accept that you had it, and it's okay. Tomorrow's another day. Another way to avoid emotional eating is to snack healthy. Protein-enriched foods, fruits, vegetables, none of the high in sodium type of snacks. And then finally, learn from setbacks. One of my greatest teachers in life is my own mistakes. You have to examine your setbacks, reframe them, examine what you can do differently, and move on. Set yourself up for success by setting up the right expectations. Just because maybe you did it wrong one day doesn't mean that you're at the end game. Remember, we're trying to achieve progress, not perfection. All in all, emotional eating is something that we all engage in at some point. It's normal. I really and truly think it's normal. It's not abnormal to emotionally eat. Whether we're sad, whether we're anxious, whether we're happy, we're going out, we're rejoicing in a wonderful celebration. So much of our social customs surrounds food. It's a norm. It's almost in our DNA, and that's fine. What we do with it is what makes the difference. And I don't have the answers. But what I'm doing is trying to build awareness. It's in that awareness we will be able to identify where we need to change and evolve. The next time you feel like you're hungry or you need to snack or you're getting to that, stop. Put the pause button on what you're doing and really assess, one, are you hungry, and why are you hungry? Is it time? What are you feeling? Once we start to answer those questions, and for first and foremost we're honest with ourselves, we'll really truly be able to proceed in an appropriate manner, especially as it pertains to what we're eating and how we're moving. I hope you really enjoyed this episode of A Balanced Juggle. This was an important one for me. I really learned a lot about myself, about my eating patterns, and about my emotions and how they play out in terms of my eating patterns. And I hope you found some insight as well. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Balanced Juggle, or head on over to our website, abalancedjuggle.com, to join in the discussion of today's episode or any other previous episode. And be sure to check out the ABJ shop. If you have any questions or feedback, please be sure to email me at Leena, Leena, at abalancedjuggle.com. Again, my name is Leena. Thank you so very much for listening. Stay well and stay balanced.